Good morning, students. Today we will learn chapter 11, the human eye and the colorful world, and optical instruments. First of all, let us learn about human eye. Human eye, it is naturally occurring optical instrument that you have in your body. As you all know that we have a pair of eyes, and function is that enable us to see. Otherwise, without it, the whole world, would have been a dark place for us. Now, you know that human eye is a spherical ball with a small bulge in the front part, and the eye is located in the eye socket. Now, mainly there are two layers in the eye. One is the sclerotic and the next is choroid. Sclerotic, otherwise also known as sclera, is the outermost layer of the eye, and choroid is the innermost layer of the eye. Now, what is the function of scleroid? It is the outermost covering and it consists of white fibers. And the main function is to protect the all parts of the eye. And the function of choroid, it is a grey membrane attached to choroid from inner side, and its function is to darken the eye from inside so that no internal reflections take place. Now, apart from those two layers, there are other parts of the eye. It consists of cornea, which is the outermost layer, iris, which is the colored part of your eye, pupil, the hole which allows the light to pass through it, ciliary muscles, which helps the contraction and relaxation of your iris, then of course your lens, then retina, the innermost part of your eye, blind spot, the spot where no light reflects, optic nerve, the nerve that carries the messages to the brain. Now let us learn each and every parts in detail. So cornea, as I said earlier, it is a white part of the eye that allows the light to enter, and therefore it acts as a window to the world. Iris is the colored part of the eye. It holds the pupil and also adjusts the size of pupil according to the intensity of the light. Pupil black in color and absorbs all the light rays falling on it, and it gets constricted when light intensity is high, and it gets expanded when light intensity is low. This can be easily seen if you stand in front of a mirror and using a torch, switch on and off the torch into your eyes. Ciliary muscles holds the lens and it adjusts the focal length of the lens. What is focal length? Focal length is the distance between object and lens. In the previous chapter, you have learned about focal length. Now next is the retina. It is screen of eye where image is formed. It is the innermost part of the eye. And it consists mainly two types of cells. One is the cone cell that responds to colors, and rod cell that responds to intensity of light. Now there is a term called yellow spot. Yellow spot is a point on retina where most clear image is formed. And another point is there known as blind spot where no image is formed. And as you know, optic nerve, It is a nerve that connects eye to the brain. Now, the fluid present between cornea and lens is called aqueous humor. And the function is, because it is watery fluid present in the anterior part of the eye, its function is to protect the anterior part of the eye from collapsing when there is sudden change in atmospheric pressure. Also, it is a fluid that flows out from the eye when we wink our eyes, so it washes the eye and also keep it moist. Now, the fluid present between the lens and the retina is called vitreous humor. Now, it is a dense jelly-like fluid present in the posterior part of the eye, and its function is to protect the posterior part of the eye from collapsing when there is sudden change in the atmospheric pressure. And it also helps in the focusing of the image clearly on the retina. Now let us answer certain questions. What happens when we are standing out in daytime? When we are exposed to bright light, your iris constricts the pupil partially, or we can say pupil shortens, so that right amount of light enters and clear image is formed. Whereas in a dark room, the pupil expands and it gathers more light in order to obtain a clear image. Now, what do you mean by accommodation of eye? It is the ability of the eye lens to adjust its focal length so that clear image is formed on retina that can be easily recognized by our brain. In case of far off objects, what happens? In order to see these far off objects, our ciliary muscles, lens and focal length undergoes a change. In both this diagram, you can see there are change in the ciliary muscles, lens and the focal length. In far point, you can see its ciliary muscles relaxes, but in near point, the ciliary muscles contract. Again, if you compare the lenses, the lens is thin during far point and the lens is thick if the object is at near point. Now there are certain eye defects based upon the problem in the lens. First one is myopia or the short-sightedness. It is a defect in which person is unable to see far off objects clearly but can see nearby objects. What is the cause? Muscles do not relax properly. So, lens do not elongate properly, due to which focal length does not increase properly. As a result, no clear image is formed. Now, what will be the eye defect? Eyeball being too elongated. and the converging power of lens also being too high, due to which image is formed in front of the retina and can't be identified by brain. Now how can you correct it? By using spectacles or glasses which contain concave lens that diverges the rays first, so that our eye lens can converge them properly on the retina. Now next problem or eye defect is hypermetropia or long-sightedness. It is a defect in which person is unable to see near objects but can see far off objects clearly. Now what is the cause? This is also due to some reasons of ciliary muscles. They do not contract properly and lens do not become thick and short, due to which focal length doesn't decrease. As a result, image formed is not clear and can't be identified by the brain. Now the eye defect will be that eyeball being too short, converging power of lens being too low, due to which image is formed behind the retina. You can see in this image that the light rays has converged and the image is formed behind the retina. Now how can you correct this eye defect? By using spectacles containing convex lens that increases the power of the eye lens, so that it can converge rays properly on the retina. Now next type of eye defect is presbyopia. This is because of age. With gradual increase in age, our ciliary muscles, like other muscles, starts to weaken, and as a result, the ciliary muscles cannot contract or relax properly. As a result, person can't see nearby or far off objects clearly. How can you correct it? By using spectacles containing bifocal lens. Now let us learn certain question. What is the advantages of having two eyes? Answer is to increase your horizontal view. Two eyes separated by few centimeters, so that it increases our ability to judge the depth. Now next question is, what is our far point and near point of human eye? The far point is infinity. That means it can be whatever distance. Near point is 25 centimeter. Now let us do some numeric problem related to human eye. A question. The far point of a myopic person means short-sighted person, is 80 centimeter in front of the eye. What is the nature and power of lens required to correct the problem? So this means that the far point is 80 centimeter. And what is the nature and power of the lens? Nature, you know that for a myopic patient, the lens which is used for correction is concave lens. And we need to find the power of the lens. Power, the formula for power is 1 by focal length. And what is the focal length? The far point is same as the focal length. Therefore here it is 1 by 80. And we know that concave lens are converging lens. So it will be in negative direction. Therefore, the answer will be 1.25 diopter. Diopter, which is the unit of power. Another sample problem. A person needs a lens of power 5.5 diopter for correcting his distance vision, and for correcting his near vision he needs a lens of power 1.5 diopter. What is the focal length of the lens required for correcting the distance vision and the near vision?